All right, let's talk about disarray that seems to be going on right now in Team Pacquiao's camp, because this is nothing new. We've always, in the past, seen conflicting stories or conflicting reports between Pacquiao team members, whether it be his PR team or his lawyers or his promoter Bob Arum or Freddie Roach. They never seem to be on the same page. And once again, you know, this book is all over the place. Everyone's got a different take on what happened this past Saturday night in Brisbane, Australia. Freddie Roach and Bob Arum seem to have no problem with the decision. They thought it was a close fight, and they thought it could have went either way. And Manny Pacquiao seemed to be okay with the decision until a couple days later or the next day. Then he started coming out saying that he was set up, that he wants an investigation of the fight, that he wasn't happy with what the referee did. And he just feels like all around he wasn't taken care of properly, and he got a raw deal in the decision, which is his right to think that. He's not the first fighter to complain. You know, we all went through this whole Sergey Kovalev complaint situation when he was complaining about Andre Ward and how that fight ended. We all went through that. We all heard that. So this is nothing new in boxing, but it's kind of funny when you have people in your own team that have no problem with the decision, people that are supposed to have your best interests at heart, and they don't have any problem with the decision. But then people that are in your management team, people that are part of your legal team, your lawyers, people that handle your PR, they're out in the Philippines right now talking to reporters, and they're saying you got robbed. They're saying you got shafted, you were set up. And some people are even accusing Bob Arum of setting you up. And then Bob Arum's criticizing Freddie Roach's job in the corner and the instructions he was giving you, and him not even complaining about the referee not reprimanding Jeff Horn for all of the foul play that went on, or at least the foul play that a lot of people are accusing Jeff Horn of doing to Manny Pacquiao. So you can come up with your own theories here. Some people have said that Bob Arum is looking to cash Manny Pacquiao out, and he's looking to, you know, get in with the Australian market in regards to boxing. And Jeff Horn is that type of fighter where, you know, you can make him into the Rocky story because of his background, the guy that comes out of nowhere to upset the apple cart, you know, modern day Rocky, modern day Australian Rocky. Yeah, I can see that a little bit, but he tried to do that with Zhu Shiming in China. But at the end of the day, with all due respect to Jeff Horn, he fought the fight of his life. And he fought a Manny Pacquiao who I thought was off his game and possibly maybe not 100% up for the fight. But I don't want to take anything away from Jeff Horn. He did what he did. I scored the fight a draw. Some people had Jeff Horn winning. Most people had Manny Pacquiao winning. So he fought the fight of his life. And, you know, he barely eked out a draw on my card, and he, you know, barely eked out a decision on other people's cards. So is it a given that he even wins the rematch if the rematch takes place, number one? And number two, with all due respect to Jeff Horn once again, unless you put him in there with selective opponents, I honestly believe Errol Spence, Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, and Danny Garcia, I think they all beat him. I think he may have a shot against Danny Garcia because Danny Garcia is a kind of a less mobile guy. He's not an active guy. He kind of fights in spurts sometimes, and he allows himself to sometimes get outworked. But at the end of the day, that's not a given even in that fight. You'd still have to favor Danny Garcia in that fight. But out of those opponents, style-wise, that's the best possible opponent for him that he possibly could beat. And that's, you know, giving him the benefit of doubt. But if this is the guy that Bob Arum would be wanting to try to invest in, I don't know. It's not a given that he can hold on to this title long. You know, he could lose it very quickly because this is a red-hot division with a lot of great fighters in it. So I kind of question that theory. But again, it's plausible. I'm not going to totally rule it out. and he knows that Manny Pacquiao is kind of at the end of his career, and some people are saying that Arum could have been upset with Pacquiao for not taking the Crawford fight. But regardless, I mean, there's still big money fights out there for Crawford. And, you know, I know that the Crawford fight with Pacquiao doesn't look like it could happen now. And I know people, especially ESPN, they were even trying to hype up a rematch with Floyd Mayweather. So that looks to be on the back burner as well. So I don't know. But if you look at Freddie Roach, I mean, you know, he has no plausible reason to say that the fight could have went either way, the fight was close, that Manny Pacquiao didn't look great. Because if that's the case, then basically he's suggesting Manny Pacquiao retire. So he can't make any money off of Jeff Horn, so why would he say those things? Why would he say that? So there's no really any strong type of motive for Freddie Roach to be saying those things. So you could question maybe Bob Arum saying those things, but it's kind of funny how Bob Arum's throwing Freddie Roach under the bus, and then you know, people in Pacquiao's legal team and PR team are throwing Bob Arum under the bus, and Pacquiao, by his reaction to all this, in a way he's throwing Bob Arum under the bus too, because if he was set up, the only person that could have set him up is Bob Arum. So once again, there's disarray in Team Pacquiao, and I have to say this, and I'm not trying to dump on Manny Pacquiao, because I've been accused of being a Manny Pacquiao hater, and that's fine, I'll accept that. But at the end of the day, I have never seen a high-profile fighter like Manny Pacquiao have such an unorganized team behind him in my life, especially after being in the business for so long. You know, you would think he would have all his ducks in a row at this point in time. You would think that he would have his team behind him operating like a well-oiled machine. And again, you know, if you just look at a fighter like Floyd Mayweather, who probably has one of the best teams behind him in the sport in recent years that you could even think of. I mean, he always seems to get the deal he wants. He always seems to kind of control what goes on in that camp. No one really speaks out of school, you know, on the Floyd Mayweather team. Everyone seems to be on the same page. You say what you want about him, whether you love him or hate him. But he runs a tight ship, and he runs an organized ship over there. And you would think someone like Manny Pacquiao would have a similar situation over with his team. So let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think there's foul play going on behind the scenes? And do you think that Bob Arum has anything to do with it? Or do you think Bob Arum has Manny Pacquiao's best interests at heart right now, currently in his career? Is he trying to cash him out? And is Freddie Roach pretty much seeing something and coming to the realization that, yeah, you know, a rematch with Horn is okay, but after that, I don't think you can compete with any of these guys in the welterweight division. Him being a fighter himself, him being in a situation like that where his old trainer, Eddie Futch, had told him to step aside, and he didn't step aside, and he dealt with the repercussions of not stepping aside when Eddie Futch told him to, and when hindsight is 20/20, he thinks that he should have stepped aside when Eddie Futch told him, because of what happened to him in regards to the Parkinson's post-career. So Freddie Roach knows firsthand about a fighter holding on too long. So maybe he sees the end of the road for Manny Pacquiao, where maybe other people may be trying to, you know, look for another payday or look for some more money to be squeezed out of Manny Pacquiao until there's nothing left. So maybe they're trying to squeeze everything they can out of him. But Freddie Roach doesn't seem to be taking that approach, because he has a huge stable of fighters. He's got a gym that he's running, and he's got fighters that he's working with every day. He's got a fight with Miguel Cotto coming up, and you know, he doesn't have to seek out up-and-coming fighters to train. Fighters seem to be going to him, so he's always going to be busy. He's always going to have a revenue stream. Other people in Team Pacquiao, once he retires, they're not going to be making the same money that they did. So you have to look at it like that as well. So you guys let me know what you think. I kind of think that I side with Freddie Roach here. I wouldn't be against the Jeff Horn rematch because I actually think Manny Pacquiao would win the rematch because I don't think he was at his best. Even at this stage of his career, I still think he could do better than what he did on Saturday night, and Jeff Horn fought the fight of his life, and I still came up with a draw. So if Manny Pacquiao steps it up just one level, kicks it up just one more notch, I think he could beat Jeff Horn, and I would pick him in the rematch. But after that, I wouldn't feel comfortable picking him over any top 5 or 6 welterweight out there in the world. I think he could actually get hurt against Errol Spence and Keith Thurman and Sean Porter. So guys, let me know what you think. Until next time, Beaver's out. Talk to y'all soon. Peace.